My name is Sarah Winkleman, and I'm going to be talking about my non-governmental organization today. The organization that I have chosen is israAID, um, so ISRA, AID in capital letters. And this organization is absolutely amazing. It is a humanitarian organization, so it goes to different places that have just experienced natural disasters and helps out with basic necessities. So they'll start repairing homes and businesses and hospitals, all the necessities, and then it also will provide resources such as water, food, shelter for people while they are rebuilding. They're a super great organization. They're based out of Israel. They're technically non-governmental, however, the Israeli taxpayer money kind of goes towards it. It's kind of interesting. It's mainly charity or donation based, but there is some tax money that goes to it, so it's like kind of in a weird um, status level in Israel. Yeah, but it's a really great organization. Sorry. And so most recently, I guess, they were in Puerto Rico. They're actually still in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria 2 years ago. So Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico in the fall of 2017. israAID was the first to arrive, and they're actually still there. I'll explain a little more about that in a second. But so yeah, they were actually the first responders in the Bahamas just a couple weeks ago when they had that huge, massive hurricane that demolished most of the Bahamas. israAID was the first there. They were the first there in Houston and Florida during those intense hurricanes in 2017 as well. So they're a really, really great organization. I have personal connections to them, and I just love them so much. So those were some notable accomplishments that I mentioned, that they're generally the first responders to natural disaster crises around the world, and they're generally their motto is first in, last out, and generally they hold up to that. And then in the Bahamas, for example, they couldn't actually get there immediately, so they just sent all of their supplies and tried to get as much help to the people as they could. But they didn't get any bodies there right away because they couldn't, because planes weren't landing, but they were able to get supplies there before any actual people were there to help, which is great. Awesome. So the reason that I picked this organization is because I currently work for Israel 21C, which is a nonprofit apolitical organization that basically their mission is to spread positivity about Israel and spread all the great things that Israel does, like israAID. So one of my coworkers, actually a couple of my coworkers, got to go to Puerto Rico and explore and see what israAID was doing there. Did an amazing cover story on it. It was great. It was an amazing video if you want to look it up at israel21c.org. And it's all over Facebook and everything. So it was really cool. So they went there and saw what israAID was doing and all the volunteers that were helping out. I spoke with their CEO at a conference that I was at in Vegas over last semester. I was at this conference for Maccabee Task Force, which is like another pro-Israel kind of organization. It's not an NGO or humanitarian organization, but that's a really great organization too. And they invited the israAID CEO to come and speak, so I got to hear him speak. It was absolutely amazing to hear what they do. I had heard about them before, but it was cool to hear it like from someone who actually worked with them. And I plan to volunteer with them at some point in my life. Basically, their volunteer process is you sign up. The second a disaster hits, they call you and you have to be ready to go. Which at this point in my life, as a student working full time, I don't have that option. But potentially next semester when I graduate and I'm not working full time, that would be great. So yeah, it's a really great organization. They do such great things all around the world, giving supplies to people in need, helping people rebuild after natural disasters. It is mainly donation based, which is really cool as well. Yeah, I don't really know of any weaknesses or areas in which they may need improvement, besides the fact that it's hard to just like be able to drop your whole life and like go and volunteer like they ask. But I mean, people do it. So there's they have thousands of volunteers all the time. So people are definitely available to do it. I just wish I was one of them. But yeah, great organization, israAID, ISRAAID. It's a great organization if you want to donate. But also you can look us up, Israel21c.org, and they will be able to, there's like a million articles on that website about israAID and where they've been and where they're going. So yeah, thanks for listening.